Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth. I am back again for your sex and relationships monthly tarot horoscope. Everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Cancer. Okay, so a quick update, something new that I'm doing. I am using the Decameron Tarot deck, and this is an erotic graphic deck, okay, as you can see. So this is for everyone who is 18 or over. This is mature content, strong, graphic, nudity, and just a lot of swearing, and basically this is for a mature audience. This is all about sex and relationships, okay? This is different than what I've done before. I am going to be doing the regular videos, but I got this deck and I really just wanted to start doing these videos because I know everybody's going to love them and go crazy for them because we're basically going crazy already for 50 Shades of Grey, and so that tells me that our society is pretty sex crazed right now. It has a lot of relationship stuff going on. So it's unfortunate that I didn't get this done for Valentine's Day. This would have been great for Valentine's Day, but I did complete it. And by completing it, I mean I'm just going to show you on each card, like around each card, there's writing, okay? And so it takes, you know, I have to go through each card one by one, and I have to kind of identify what is in the card that kind of applies to society. What I feel like the card is representing, what it means when I look at it versus what the little booklet that comes with it, you know, says it means. I also don't really talk much in this deck about whether it's a Knight of Wands or a Knight of Swords or any of that, because to me, the images really speak very clearly about what's going on. So that being said, I already had laid out a spread and I had to pause my computer for a moment, so I am starting again, but I did shuffle, and it looks like for Cancer, everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Cancer for the month of March 2015, it looks really good for you guys. Really, really excellent. So I also don't do they call it the bedroom spread in the Decameron Tarot. I don't do that. I just do like a regular Celtic cross like I normally would. And so this is a very different kind of thing than other people are doing, but this is just how I do it. I hope you enjoy it. I am still doing private readings, so feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com for a private reading. And I do read all comments. I just am not able to get back to everyone because I just get so many. I can't keep up with it, you know. Okay, so the track that you're on, the first card that you got is this card. And it is probably the best, or one of the best cards in the whole deck. At the top, I wrote yes, 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 okay? At the bottom, I wrote the sex is wild. I said, oh yeah, baby. It says, a satisfying, fun, healthy, committed relationship. Doing it again and again, each time it's more fun. Better and better. To love deeply, to fuck hard, and to have sex. Hotter and harder, don't stop, keep going. Absolute perfection, consummation, and love. Really, there's not much to say. I said, when I had started my video, I said, we should just all pack up our bags and go home because Cancer is having such a great month. There's really not much else that I could say. They pretty much sums it up. But on top of that, if you can get even better than that, Cancer, even better, you have this card. And as you can see, the horse is going like, what the hell are they doing? Like, they're having sex on a horse, and the horse is just, look at his face, it's just like, oh my god. The horse knows what's going on. Horses always know. Animals always know what's going on. But this is just funny. It's just like, in the booklet it said, I think something about meeting right away and having like instant something. But to me, this is meeting someone and having instant chemistry. like basically he rides in, like the story of this card is he rides up to this girl and they meet and they like it's like instant. As soon as they see each other, it's on, okay? And it's like infrared. They envision each other naked, whatever. They want to do it right away. Like within the first few minutes, like actually, they just want to do it. So it's instant chemistry. And then, so basically he's just like, you want to get on my horse? And she's like, sure. And they do it on the horse. So that's the story of this card, okay? And it's a strong desire for each other and sex on both partners, for both partners, basically mutual attraction. This man is not intimidated by a voluptuous woman to see the hot in each other. So it's like you see he thinks you're hot and you think he's hot, basically. And it also says wanting to rip each other's clothes off and the need to do so becomes so strong it is almost unbearable. Okay, urge is to fuck. Okay, it's really strong. All right. So to have this, okay, which is like really great sex, and then to have this, which is like instant chemistry, like the urge to do it. Okay, it's the desire that's there. So it's like, so to me, we've got the action, we've got the desire, we've got everything's kind of working. I mean, to me, it shows me that, there's different types of people. The whole Decameron deck is all about different types of people. And so you may be a voluptuous woman, Cancer, and the man that you like may like voluptuous women. And, or you just may be, you may have met someone who is your match. Okay, they are your sexual match. Okay, if you just met someone, I'm getting December, January, or February, and you're watching this video in March, or you're watching this video at the end of February. This is someone that is your match. Okay, to me, this is probably as good as it's going to get as far as matching up on a sex level. Okay, it's on basically. Now, in the distant past, you got this card, and you can see this guy is giving her oral, and she basically cupping her butt, and she is kind of distracted. She's letting him, but she's distracted. She's not totally into what's going on. Maybe she's pretending. There's some level of pretending into it. I'm not sure why. It's sort of, she's pretending to do one thing while he's doing this for her. So it's like on the down low. It's on the slide. Okay? So maybe you were in a relationship that was kind of happening on the down low. Maybe female Cancers, you were having like a secret affair, or male Cancers, you kind of had like a secret affair as well in the distant past, so cheating on both parties, I feel like, is shown here. I feel like this is because it's hidden. It's not, to me, it's not out in the open. Now, I'll read you what I said and what I think it also is about. Okay, it says, a woman who plays a good game, who withholds sex or gives sex on her terms alone. Okay, who is a bitch. Okay, and the man is attracted, but will realize his mistake if he marries her. Can also indicate a man thinking he is going to get some only to find out how wrong he is. That she is, and also it's about that she is hot, and he thinks she's an easy catch, and that but the reality is that she will be very hard to catch. Okay, this is a woman who, to me, she's like a multitasker. She's going to school. She's working, okay? And she's in such a mode of doing so that she's not fully committed to the sexual relationship or the sex in the relationship with someone. She's doing it as part of like, she's doing it as a reason to get something from the other person, not because she's really into it, okay? And it's the game she's playing. She's playing a game. So she's really in control. She's really empowered. And she's really just like, we'll do this when I want to do this. We'll do this when I have time. We'll do this when I'm not working or I'm not in school or I'm not, you know what I'm saying? She may work in a bar. She may work in a restaurant. She may have like either a restaurant job or some job where she's on her feet and she doesn't have much time. So the time that she has, she may give Cancer males, okay? She may be, in the past, so this is all in the past, she may have given you some, but it wasn't really satisfactory because she was only giving you some because you wanted it and because, not because her whole heart was in it. It's all part of this game. It's all part of her game. And she is, or was quite a bitch, okay? And there's a difference between bitches and non-bitches, okay? All women have the ability to be a bitch, okay? This is true, but she is quite that way. So to me, there's a huge difference, okay, between the past, what's going on with her, which is all about her. You see, she's not doing anything for him. This is all about her. She's multitasking. She's like, you need to do this while I'm doing this. It's just like, she's sort of distracted. And, okay, so, in this, she's into it. She's really into it, clearly, okay? He's holding her. She's holding him. We can't see where her hand is, okay? So she's into it, all right? And she and him are also into it here, okay? So it's mutual in this, at the heart of everything, in the person that I feel like you just met. They're into it, okay? And also in the recent past, there was also, okay, so the story is you were with this Cancer man, you're with this girl, okay, that is too busy for you, doesn't have time for you, doesn't want to make time for you, is only interested in what she's interested in and not the relationship. She's more of a I, not a we kind of thing, okay? And then because of this, I feel like Cancer men, you decided that you were going to cheat because you were just like, I can't deal with this. Maybe you like her, maybe she's beautiful, but maybe you felt like there was something missing, and there definitely something was missing because you can't have a relationship with somebody who's just like kind of in it to win it for themselves. You need to be in it to win it for both, not for just yourself, And this is sleeping, it says, to sleep with another man's wife and to get caught, okay? If single, this is finding out someone is married or has a girlfriend, boyfriend, to learn the truth. Dishonesty, but the sex was good, okay? So this is getting caught, because this is having, this is cheating. So I feel like the guy, I feel like there was some cheating in the recent past, some cheating that went on, Cancer, maybe girl or guy, okay? But I feel like because of this woman in the past, there's a story going on, and the story is the Cancer male cheated, okay, on this girl, okay? And she may have also cheated, okay, because here she is with this guy, right? And it's all about her. It's all about what she's doing, where she's, if she's in school, maybe she's working and going to school. It's all about her. I don't feel like she's really into it. I feel like she's just doing it to get the job done. She thinks of it more of like a service, okay? So that leads to be problems in the relationship. There's problems, okay? So the guy goes and he seeks out somebody else, and that somebody else may have also been married or with somebody, and there's some element of being caught. Whether he was caught because of his girlfriend, maybe she found out, or maybe the girl, maybe Cancer females, maybe you were the one to say there's problems in your relationship. The person maybe that you're with also was being very selfish and wasn't giving enough to you, so you went and had an affair, maybe with a guy who was also, could have been married or had a girlfriend or something like that as well. So the roles can be reversed. But because of this girl, I feel like it's the Cancer men that had this issue. And, okay, so this leads me to this really funny card, which, it's kind of an inside joke with a friend of mine, but this came up. I think we were doing I think I was working on some, let me see. I think it was like an internet, like a Wi-Fi thing. I was creating like a new Wi-Fi name, okay? And this still could exist, okay? Zebra, okay, it was like Zebra 69, okay? And so I created this card because I had taken a card out of the deck that I didn't like. So this new card, and I'll read it to you, says, hot, passionate sex with much foreplay, which may or may not include the 69 position, okay? It says, ooh, la, la, okay? So this is a great card to get, okay? Obviously, it's really good. To have, so I feel like you've moved out of, the past seems very troubled. The present feels better. It feels like you're getting it on. That's what it feels like. Or you want to get it on, okay? If you haven't, this is what's coming, okay? This is what you want, okay? Okay, so here's the thing about this card. This is the next card, which is really interesting to me. It's kind of funny. So what you don't see coming is this sort of not quite matching up sex-wise with this girl, okay? So maybe I feel like there's been multiple women. You have maybe an ex-girlfriend, a lover, maybe the girlfriend that you're with now, things, you kind of hooked up with somebody, and maybe this is her, okay? Maybe this is her that you've hooked up with. But for some reason, you're not quite matching up, sort of sex-wise. It's kind of awkward sex. It's kind of like the sexual chemistry is kind of off. Like, it says lots of foreplay and fun, but the act itself lacks substance, okay? It leads to unfulfillment. It can indicate a more experienced woman and a less experienced man, or there's just impatience to start fucking, and strong sexual desire. So it's kind of like, in this image, I see him, and he's kind of just messing around, okay? And he's like, why don't we try this? Why don't we try this? Why don't I just like throw some wine on you, or and create like this crazy pattern on this shirt or the sheets, or why don't you, get across my legs and let me spank you, right? Or something like that. And she's like, okay, sure. And so she does, but really what she wants is this. You know what I'm saying? She just wants to be doing it, I feel like there's an element of playfulness, Cancer, because there's a Cancer men here. There's an element of playfulness that the Cancer guys are going for, and the girls, maybe that you're sleeping with, don't really get it. To me, she feels like she wants to get it on. She wants to get it over with. Okay, that's my thing. That's my feeling, anyways. It says, at the top of the card, it says, get to the fucking, don't delay, fuck hard or go home. Okay, I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that. Fuck hard or go home. Okay, that's the bottom line. Because that's what she wants, okay? She wants to fuck hard. But he just kind of is playing around. there's been a lot of foreplay. Maybe they've been, doing a lot of weird, different things for several hours. And maybe she's been naked for several hours. She's going, can we just like really, put it in already? Like she wants to do it. Okay. It's worked her up. She's worked up. She's frustrated. It can be where two people just don't have the same level of interest or same kind of ideas about the way sex should go. And like, it's just chemistry that's just off, okay? So there's several people here. This person has amazing chemistry with this person, okay? And this, to me, with this is a match. But the problem is that instead of sleeping with this person, Cancer, you're sleeping with this person who's not a match. So basically, in a way, Cancer, I feel like, especially Cancer men, I feel like you're sleeping with the wrong person. The right person is going to have that chemistry. They're not going to care about foreplay. Like, if you want to have 4 hours of foreplay, they'll have 4 hours of foreplay. And then you'll sleep, have sex the whole rest of the night. I mean, so that's what that person, your match, is going to be like. The person that you're with now is not necessarily that person. The person that you're with now is kind of just like, she doesn't really have much creativity. Like, I don't feel like there's creativity. She's kind of a square. So she kind of like, she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand really foreplay. She doesn't understand foreplay. She kind of just wants to do it so she can get off and go home. Or she's willing, and she wants to do it, and she's beautiful, but it doesn't feel like it's a match because for some reason, Cancer, I feel like what you're going for is something a little bit different than what she is going for. You're going for an experience. Maybe you're going for, you may have some planets in Leo, Cancers often do, and I feel like you're going for some performance or for some theatrical aspects to lovemaking that she doesn't have. She doesn't understand. Okay, so it's sort of like the difference between, let's just say, difference between dating like an artist or a musician who's gonna like want to get into like a kind of a performance type aspect, or even an actor or an actress, create some kind of dynamic foreplay or some kind of background or scenery, or just like, it's gonna be kind of like a performance. Whereas this girl, the girl that you're with, or somebody who's not like that, they're just gonna want to have sex. They're gonna want to do it and get it over with and just like be done. But that's not really what you're going for. You're going for something a little bit different, a little bit more creative. And she's not understanding that. And I feel like there's something missing. I feel like the thing that's missing is like, it's possible that you're not really into her either. And because you're not really into each other, it's just kind of like, she's there and she's willing, and you're there, but you're kind of messing around, and you're kind of just like maybe putting it off, or it's just kind of awkward. It's not what you really want. I feel like the thing that's missing is this is sort of like the love, the emotion. It's kind of void of emotion. That's what I'm feeling. This is what's coming. You may have already experienced this. A lot of times I do readings for people, and they've already experienced what I'm talking about. And sometimes people watch these and they're like, well, I don't get any of that. That's not what's happening. Well, this is the prediction for March. So if this is March 1st, this may not have happened until the middle to the end of March. So this could be beginning of March, but this could also be later in March. So, if you're watching my videos, be patient, because sometimes the things that I talk about haven't happened yet, okay? But remember, it's all about the potential for things to happen. So it's not necessarily like they're going to or not going to happen. It's just sort of like there's potential if, the potential for it to be that way. Okay, so in the position of emotions, you got this. Now, this is not one of my favorite cards, but it's kind of funny. You could see there's this guy who's checking out this woman's area, okay, genital area, okay, and kind of just like a little bit excited, okay, and it says to me, and so this card to me is all about dating, okay. This is all about being interested in somebody, being curious, okay. It says dating and all the games that go with it. To want to date, this is sexual curiosity. Flirtation is strong on both parties, okay. So you see that like she's playing with his hat, and he's like lifting up her skirt, and there is that flirtation going on. She's allowing this to happen, okay. She knows what he's doing. He knows she's flirting. So there's this flirtation element, okay? Strong flirtation, okay, on both parties. Girl or guy admits feelings of desire, okay? So it's possible also that this person is, guy or girl cancers are going to admit that they have feelings for you, okay? Or, I feel like there's going to be an admittance of some sort, that there's something there, okay? Maybe you don't know, maybe it's pretty obvious already there's something there, but maybe there's going to be like another admittance that there's something there, there's some chemistry, there's flirtation. So it also says keeping the eye on the prize. The man wants to have sex and tries to move the relationship along to that point. Make sure that the 10-date rule applies, okay? Hold off until you know he is serious, okay? The 10-date rule is, I think it originated being like the 5-date rule, but I started saying it was the 10-date rule because, mainly because people, sleep with each other too soon. They count the first time they meet them, and then they count hanging out at their house or, whatever. And they count these as dates, and they end up sleeping with somebody too fast, okay? So there's flirtation there. There may be a date that you go on with this person. The flirtation leads to something, okay? So emotionally, you want to go out on a date. Maybe you're in a dating game right now with a lot of women. It feels like you are kind of there. Emotionally, you want to have sex. That's your ultimate goal, okay? But that's not what everyone else wants, okay? So also, Cancer females, and this is not limited to men or male or female. Okay, so someone around you, let's just say, wants to sleep with you, okay? Or maybe you want to sleep with someone. But at the same time, when it comes to dating, not everybody just wants to sleep together with you and get like this other last girl and get it over with. Maybe someone that you're dating is going to want a relationship, something real. So keep your options open. If you are dating, don't count the first time you meet someone as date one. And try to go 10 dates without sleeping with them. And make sure that the person that you are dating is serious if you want a serious relationship. Because there's strong flirtation. That flirtation could go somewhere. It's all about what you're going to do with it. Okay, and what's coming in from the outside is, I think of this as like the love potion card. But in his hand, he was holding, I think, a knife or like a peeler, a vegetable peeler, or even like a dropper. I don't remember. It was something else, but I created this like, the top looks like kind of like a perfume bottle, okay, with a heart, right? He's holding the top of this perfume bottle, okay? He's holding like even like a dart of love in his hand, okay? To me, this is like all about wanting to have sex at work. Okay, it says, or to have the hots for someone at work, or to meet someone while they are working or while you are on the job. Okay, it says the cable guy, the plumber, the FedEx man, the UPS man. This is also, it says, to have strong desire when you know you shouldn't. So it's sort of like you meet somebody on the job and you're like instantly attracted to them. To me, that this is sort of going along with this instant attraction, and you're like, wow, this person is like really magnetic. You know, you just feel like, whoa, like you want to talk to them, you want to hang out with them, you want to see them, and there's some strong chemistry there. Okay, and it says role playing may be fun. Let's see. And there is an element of being naughty with the threat of being caught is exciting. Okay, having sex at work, or to have the hots, okay, for someone at work, or let's see. And it also says, okay, because to me, this is a baker, okay, and they're in a kitchen, or they're in like some kind of work environment. She's like the waitress, and she's taken off all her clothes, and he is like the chef, okay, in a restaurant, okay, and he is like, just he's giving her this love potion. The love potion is, something he's made. He's put his love into the food. They have a love of food, and it says to fuck in the kitchen, or to basically fuck with food involved. Okay, so this talks about like involving food like whipped cream or bananas or strawberries or chocolate, to kind of have that. It says food excites. Okay, so she is turned on by the fact that he loves food, and he's turned on by the fact that she loves food, and so she comes in and like she's always eating his food, or she's made him something as well. Maybe she's giving him this. Maybe it's a chocolate bar that he's holding. Okay, maybe it's a chocolate bar. It's a chocolate bar in the shape of a heart. You never know. Okay, but there's this like, there you have the hots for somebody. There's a work situation going on. Maybe you've met somebody while you were working, or you have a love of food, or you kind of want to do different things. To me, it feels like Cancer, you kind of have you want to do different things than maybe, to me, it's like as far away from this person as possible. To me, it's like night and day. So it feels to me that you're going to be doing different things because you're getting away from this. Okay, you want to get away from this, which is like boring, somebody who's like just like not even really into it, and then this, which is exciting, which is like, maybe doing it in places where there's a risk of getting caught, or doing it with food, or doing different things that maybe you haven't tried before. I feel like Cancer, you're very creative, and I feel like you need to be with someone who's creative. That's the bottom line. And I feel like you're going to have that, so you don't have to worry. I feel like that's coming, okay? Whether you're the Cancer female and you're dating someone who works in a restaurant, or who's a chef, or is a baker, or something like that, or whether you're a Cancer man and you love food and you want to involve your woman, in the kitchen, or you want to share with the things that you make with her, or somebody who's going to appreciate it. Like, okay, so it's sort of like if you're like a pastry chef, you don't want to be involved with somebody who doesn't like sweets, who only likes salty. It's not going to work. Like, you're going to want to make, like a triple cream truffle or something like that, and or like some triple cream cheese, and mix it with some truffle chocolate or something, or fill it with some truffle chocolate or something crazy like that. I don't know, maybe vice versa, have it like chocolate with the cheese inside or something really wild, and she's not going to want to. It's like that thing. So you don't want to be with somebody like that. To me, this is a match. Okay? To me, this is a match. to me, this is a match. I feel like some of you are in a relationship with somebody that's matched up to you, and then others are not. Okay, others are. There's this girl that's not into it. You know, there was some cheating involved. There's some, further kind of not being matched correctly. And then what's coming to you is the match, I feel. Okay? So if you're in a relationship where you're not matched correctly, sexually or otherwise, in a relationship, you're going to be matched correctly with your next one. The next one is, and I feel like you already know this person, is a match. Okay, and so the position of... So the last two cards are really great, and I'm going to read them sort of together, and I'm going to show you what they are, because to me, the outcome is really great. But they're two different couples. They're not the same people, okay? So it's the same, similar energy. What you want in the outcome are the same, but not the same people, okay? Okay. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. Okay, Cancer, men or female. Okay, you are looking for someone. This is, you can see he's going down on her. And, okay, so it says, this is dynamic sexual relationship. Chemistry is off the charts. This man will surprise you on how good he can be in bed. For a woman, this is a considerate lover, someone who knows what they are doing. I also wrote clitoral stimulation, toys, vibrators, using all the gadgets in the bedroom to get the job done. He's not going to mind toys. He's not going to mind it, okay? It says it will get done, and it's great sex. So it says, be patient, he's coming, and so are you. That's what I wrote. So, so if you haven't met him yet, he's coming, okay? And you will be too, basically, because he'll be really good at what he does, and he'll get the job done, and I'm winking again. So we got that. And then, so I was going to read them together, but I'm going slowly so you can see these pictures. Okay, so the outcome is this card. And it doesn't look good, but it is, okay? Okay, this is, see this woman, she's going down on him. So it's interesting. So the card in the position of your attitude is all about going down on a woman. And then the outcome is all the woman going down on the man. So, this is dynamic. I feel like the outcome here is you are getting what you want. You are going to help each other, and you are going to kind of switch roles. So she'll go down on you, you'll go down on her, things like that. It will work out. This card is all about sexual harmony. It says sexual harmony, sexual healing. It says to be in a healthy relationship where there is give and take. A woman who will show up at work to give you a blowjob. Okay, it says dedication, loyalty, dedication and loyalty. A man who goes to bat for you and supports you, who would die for you. Very great, very good card. See, he's holding this wand. Okay, this is the Knight of Wands, the Knave of Wands. But there's no, you would look at it and be like, well, that's a domestic violence card for sure, but it's not, okay? To me, he is very appreciative. Of course, she is, to me, he's kind of on the job. He's outside, standing at work, holding his wand or whatever. He could be a security guard or whatever. And this girl shows up, his girlfriend shows up and decides, well, I'm here to give you a blowjob. So she does. And in return, he is willing to fight for you. He's willing to protect you. There's a very strong protective aspect to this man. If you're a Cancer female, he sees kind of your vulnerabilities. He sees past your hard outer shell and knows that you're very, very emotional and sensitive on the inside. So to me, this is a very good couple, and I'm getting a tingle on this. This is a very good couple. If you're a Cancer male, you know, you're going to be having a very dynamic sexual relationship with someone. If I was going to say if you haven't met them, but I feel like by the end of March, this is what's going to be happening, okay? I'll show it to you again for Cancer males. That's kind of what you're going to be doing at the end of March. Although, like I said, you guys can be kind of exchanging, and because I feel like, you know, we got two different couples here at the end. So that's all that I'm really getting. Like I said, there's a lot of different, there's several storylines going on here, different couples, but the elements are all kind of coming together. The biggest thing is that in the beginning of March, you may know who your match is, not even realizing it, and then you may kind of continue to date and flirt and play the dating game until it dawns on you that you already have your match. And then as soon as you realize that you've met your match, you guys are going to go at it and like rabbits and basically be together. It's going to be really great. You're going to be together, and yeah, there's not much else to say about that. But anyways, long video. I will be back for more videos. Stay tuned. Like I said, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And thank you so much for just all your lovely comments and emails and stuff. So I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.